So occasionally you come across a YouTube video where it's like YouTubers react. And here we are, Amity and John, YouTubers reacting to a local PAC's slideshow, a local pro-business PAC slideshow.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.
Yeah, I don't know if this is going to turn into anything, but I thought I would record myself delivering the slideshow to you. So,
oh, God.
I'm going to share my screen here.
Is that Minneapolis?
I think so. It's very pixelated.
Legos.
But anyway, I'm pretend Joe Rudinovich delivering to Amity Foster the Save Minneapolis slideshow for the new PAC, the new Frey-aligned PAC. We love Minneapolis. It says Save Minneapolis. The time is now. And here we go. We run through City of Minneapolis. The problem. City of Minneapolis is in decline due to current city council policies and actions. Solution. Win at least a majority of council seats with moderate candidates to move the city in the right direction. There we go. Slide 3. Slide 3 breaks down where the council is. We got 3 categories. We got pragmatic, moderate. Then we have swing votes in the middle. And then we have the DSA candidates on the right here. And
they spelled Oreen's name wrong. Oh, there's a lot of typos. Oh.
A lot of insiders, political insiders here. They say the DSA group sets policies and budgets and can override a mayor's veto, but there are only 8 members in the DSA category that they've, and that's not enough to override a mayoral veto.
Yeah, don't you need 9?
You do need 9. And another thing, they include Emily Koski in the DSA group, which is kind of ridiculous. I looked at Josh Martin's divided vote tracker. Jamal Osman actually has a more, if we measure like DSA by Robin Wansley as the standard, Osman votes with Robin Wansley more than Emily Koski does. So I think they are motivated by a hatred of Emily Koski that is related to her running against their best bud, Mayor Frey. Another thing, the pragmatic moderate wing, the good guys are basically 3 out of 13. And you have to be Rainville, Vital, or Palmisano to be among the good guys. And I'm thinking, Amity, like, if I limit, like, acceptable ideological positions in Minneapolis to Rainville, Vital, and Palmisano, that doesn't give me much room to become a city council majority.
Oh, no, it really doesn't.
Yeah. Here we have the DSA candidates in Minneapolis and St. Paul. The funny part here is apparently they want to withdraw us from NATO, these council members and council candidates. They want to free all prisoners.
That's one. Okay. Like, withdraw from NATO just seems so, like, random. Like, maybe that's a DSA national platform. Maybe that's what they pulled it from, but free all prisoners. I don't even know what that, I
would guess it's like abolish prisons, or no one is ever put in jail ever. That is a position that some people have. I don't think you will catch a council candidate working to free all the prisoners. I've never heard that come up.
Like, I've heard abolish prisons, but like free all prisoners sounds just like we're just going to go down to the jail and just like open the jails and leave one. That's
it does
the one
sound like that.
That's the one to me that is like, I see this in my mouth. I'm just like, what?
Also, like, reduce funding for prosecutors. That is also, I mean, the city has a city attorney's office that does prosecute some things. Council does not control the Hennepin County Attorney's Office budget.
No.
which is doing most of the criminal prosecutions in our area. City attorney's office does like minor stuff. I have never heard it come up that we are going to defund the city attorney's office to like stop prosecuting like
No.
traffic offenses or something. That has not come up. Here we go. What can we do? What can we, Heart Minneapolis, We Love Minneapolis, do?
That
We've
seems
got
like they stole that logo from somewhere. Like,
It does look like the I Love New York
yeah.
logo. A new initiative with 2 goals. Help preferred candidates get the DFL caucus endorsement. Prevent DSA supported candidates from getting the DFL endorsement. They have campaign/DFL experts on staff. Joe Radinovich, the best campaign strategist in Minnesota. Nico Woods, the best campaign organizer in Minnesota. This is probably not true. I doubt very much that these 2 guys are the best of the best.
I think that if you're going to say they are the best campaign strategist and best campaign organizer, and then the next bullet point say use a data-driven approach, the next slide should be the data-driven approach that shows that Joe Radinovich and Nico Woods are the best at what they do.
There's no evidence to back up these statements. They're going to coordinate with all of Minneapolis, which is the PAC that spent a couple million in 2021, came back and spent, I think, maybe like half that in 2023. We've entered an era, Amity, of our current mayor has multiple PACs supporting him in addition to his own campaign, which has traditionally been by far the best funded campaign in the city. How much money does Mayor Frey need to keep getting reelected and make sure his friends get elected to the city council?
I don't know. Too much? I don't know if that's a rhetorical question or...
Kind of. Yeah.
Okay.
You'll like the stat on this slide. 80% of Minneapolis voters vote DFL endorsed candidates, often knowing nothing about the candidate. So how do they measure that 80% of Minneapolis voters vote DFL with just no thoughts going on in their head, no knowledge?
I'm sorry. If I were a Minneapolis voter and I saw this slide, like if I was not a Minneapolis political junkie and I saw this slide, I'm a DFLer, that would piss me off. 80% of Minneapolis voters vote DFL endorsed candidates, often knowing nothing about the candidate. Like, I have door knocked a lot and people will ask, is this person DFL endorsed? But then they ask more questions.
Right.
It's not like people, yes, the DFL endorsement matters. It means something to a lot of voters, like DFLer.
From the perspective of someone who donated to the Republican Party in 2024, you think if they voted DFL, they must have nothing going on in their head. Stupid DFLers. Why are they voting DFL?
Yeah.
There's a lot of stats on here that Josh Martin, for example, disputes. So I'm not going to read them. And I'm going to warn people if they are reading them, some of the stuff might not be true or not even close to true. So be careful using any of these slides as a fact. Key players, focuser. I don't understand what this slide is about.
Okay. I don't either.
Yeah, we'll skip that slide. Here's their timeline. Here's the leadership, the organization, We Love Minneapolis. Joe and Nico, they're going to be going full time. There's a lot of speculation that this is a grift for Joe and Nico. Joe and Nico need to get paid this year. And apparently there were no openings at all of Minneapolis. And so there is We Love Minneapolis stepping in to make sure they get paid. They are going to ID citizens. This sounds like what you're doing, Amity, with your Caucus for a Connected City. ID citizens to engage in the DFL process.
I mean, yes, in that. So when I read that to ID citizens, that just sounds so transactional.
It sounds like perhaps an immigration raid. You're going to ID citizens and non-citizens and scoop them up. Amity, you are our Joe Radinovich, is how I think of this.
Oh, come on now.
Joe Radinovich for the good side.
I don't even know. I mean, what I know about Joe Radinovich honestly comes from Twitter and Blue Sky. I don't think I'm. No.
Imagine devoting the previous two congressional campaigns to Don Samuels unsuccessfully, and how you would feel about yourself. Not even the unsuccessful part, but just that you had donated that much. Like, he's getting paid, obviously, but I guess if that's all he cares about, that's fine. But if I had spent all that time on that cause, the cause of Don Samuels, how I would feel about myself, it wouldn't be good.
Yeah. I think I would want to take a break. Would actually want to... Oh, stop. That's bad. Sorry.
I forced Amity to sit through the slideshow. It's possible no one will ever see or hear this.
I don't know that I'm really offering anything except like appalled gasps and groans of disappointment.
So occasionally you come across a YouTube video where it's like YouTubers react, and here we are, Amity and John, YouTubers reacting to a local PAC's slideshow, a local pro-business PAC slideshow.
I would rather react to like 1960s music, like the youth, like millennials react to like Gen X music, or I guess that's too close. Never mind.
Yeah, Amity reacting to a pro-business PAC's slideshow is like other videos where millennials or Gen Z reacts to music they've never heard before. This is what we're doing.
Not as dramatic. If I would have known that was the goal, I would have like really gone like really big with my reactions.
I also love the videos where people in other countries, just far off remote countries, eat food they've never eaten before. So try to have that level of reaction to this slideshow. It's like, oh my God, I've never eaten a Big Mac before. This is glorious.
Do you want to know something? I've never actually had a Big Mac.
Really?
Yeah, I always get I like McDonald's cheeseburgers, but I've never had a Big Mac.
Well, if you've had other McDonald's or other fast food burgers, it probably wouldn't be that mind-blowing.
Just cheeseburgers.
Just cheeseburgers.
Yeah. Aren't Big Macs the one that have like Thousand Island dressing on them or something?
Right, there's like a special sauce. $600,000, that's how much they want to raise. Open your wallets. Remaining fundraising required, approximately $150,000. So they are claiming they have already raised $450,000 for this effort.
That's a lot of money.
It's mind-blowing, especially when you consider the kind of abbreviated timeline they have for this. They only want to run this through June 1st. They're going to spend $600,000 only on the DFL endorsement process. That is astonishing. That's an astonishing amount of money to spend just on that.
But June 1st is before...
Yes, you're right, Amity. There are a lot of problems with the numbers and dates and details on this. It doesn't make sense.
Like, are they going to have another goal from June 1st to July 19th?
I think they don't realize this won't be over by June 1st. That's my assumption. But hopefully the money runs out because these are bad people. Most money is spent immediately as all canvassers and organizers are needed up front. Okay. And here we go. Last slide. Other ways to participate. Donate money to All of Minneapolis, which is their allied organization. Marketing initiatives, direct to candidates, donate there too. So Amity, how did this presentation make you feel? Here's the big finale reaction from Amity Foster to this presentation.
Part of me is just like, okay. Like they're gonna, like outside of the like funny moments, like the spelling and the DSA is trying to take over Minneapolis, like the narrative that they're trying to push is just wrong. And it's just so dismissive of residents and community members. It's like we don't even have a voice. Like they think that we don't even have a voice in our own politics.
Right. We're a bunch of brainless zombies.
And like, yes, I'm on here asking people to caucus, but it's not just like, you got to do this to defend who we have now. It's like, what kind of a city do we want to be living in? How do we want to get there? How do we talk to each other about it and then talk to candidates? This just feels so like on the defense. We have to protect the status quo. If we don't, oh my God, Minneapolis is going to like destroy itself. We are the only people who can keep that from happening, and not, hey, people who live here, what do you want? What do you care about? Why do you care about it? Why do you choose to live here? This is so scarce. I'm like pushing it away. This is so scarce and not like, I get it. Politics and electoral politics can feel so like, sometimes it feels so disempowering. This feels disempowering.
I'm going to offer some political advice, which I hope no one on the other side takes, because I don't want them to win. But I feel like it would be helpful, and I've thought this like maybe the entire time I've been paying attention to local politics going back more than 10 years here in Minneapolis, is they have no positive vision. It is a very housing politics was big for me when I first moved here. Housing and transportation politics. And you have a NIMBY mindset where it's like, no, not here. I don't want anything near me to change. And I feel like that's the credo of this side. We have political parties in Minneapolis. We're not all Democrats here. We've got one side that's like, no, nothing shall ever change in my city, especially not near me. And that's not inspiring. And you can't activate people that way. You can get people on your block to oppose a specific thing with that message, but there is no unifying message for the entire city that is like nothing should ever change, because a lot of things do need to change. And you really need a positive message of what you want to do with power other than nothing. Because when I look at the three candidates on the pragmatic DFL side, what those candidates have in common is zero imagination and no agenda. There's no agenda there.
Yeah. Literally, John, like in those listening sessions, when we were talking about what Minneapolis, like what would you like to see in Minneapolis, like around transit, around bus shelter, it's like we want city-owned bike share. We want the cities to subsidize e-bikes. Like when you ask people what they want out of, like when it's not framed like the city of Minneapolis is failing because we have defunded the police, because we have listened to DSA city council members, because we have made all these terrible decisions.
We withdrew from NATO.
We withdrew from NATO and we freed all the prisoners. Like, if that's the only option that you're giving to people, like if all you're saying is, okay, tell me what you want for Minneapolis, but don't forget, we left NATO and we freed all the prisoners and there's no more cops and it's a hellhole. No one who lives here is going to be like, oh, I see opportunity and joy in my city. If you say, hey, we could actually increase the number of BRT routes that run through our city. We could have bike share. We could have more affordable housing. We could have more low income housing. What would that mean for you? What does that make you want next? People want to be in that. Sorry, that got like way too preachy. I don't know.
No, this is great for our new series, Amity Reacts to Slideshows, to pro-business PAC slideshows. Will you come back to do more as more slideshows are released?
Do you really want me to?
We're probably not going to acquire more slideshows. I'm not sure how we managed to acquire this slideshow.
Yeah.
We got it. Thanks, whoever sent this
Fell off.
slideshow along. We appreciate it.
Fell off a bus.
So, a special edition of the Wedge Live podcast. Thank you all for joining us. I don't know if this will ever be posted anywhere, but if it is, thanks for listening and watching. And thank you to Amity Foster. I'm your host, John Edwards. Goodbye.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.